Ever wondered who the richest people in the world are and what watches they wear? The top 10 richest people in the world, as of August 2025, according to lists from sources like Statista and Bainsure, include Elon Musk, $401 billion, founder of SpaceX and CEO of Tesla; Larry Ellison, $299.6 billion, co-founder of Oracle; Mark Zuckerberg, $266.7 billion, founder and CEO of Meta, formerly Facebook; Jeff Bezos, $246.4 billion, founder of Amazon; Bill Gates, $158 billion, co-founder of Microsoft; Larry Page, $158 billion, co-founder of Google; Sergey Brin, $150.8 billion, co-founder of Google; Steve Ballmer, $148.7 billion, former Microsoft CEO; Warren Buffett, $143.4 billion, investor and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway; Bernard Arnault, $142.9 billion, chairman and CEO of LVMH. Here are the watches they wear. Number 1. Elon Musk is known to own several watches, though he doesn't wear them consistently. His collection includes a Rolex Day 36, TAG Heuer Carrera SpaceX chronograph, which he is often seen wearing in public, and possibly other high-end pieces like a Patek Philippe Grandmaster chime, though details on his full collection remain private. Elon Musk also wears an Omega Aqua Terra, which sells for $5,000. When he was younger, he wore this Richard Mallum 029. This watch will set you back $151,000. Number 2. Larry Ellison owns this Richard Mille RM005 that sells for $124,000, which is a luxury Swiss timepiece known for its high-end engineering and six-figure price tag. The RM005 is a specific model within the Richard Mille brand, which creates high-end watches favored by many, including Ellison. Number 3. Mark Zuckerberg, a salmon-colored reference 5236P010 with perpetual calendar. Hardly any other complication is as closely associated with Patek Philippe as the perpetual calendar. Not only did the manufacturer produce the first wristwatch with a perpetual calendar, number 97,975, but also the first retrograde perpetual calendar reference 96, number 860,182 from 1937. One of these traditional timepieces became Zuckerberg's first wristwatch, as he personally confirmed his choice in the Instagram comments to his post with the simple words 5236P. The salmon-colored reference 5236P, housed in a platinum case, is one of those models that you might not initially pay much attention to due to its minimalist design concept, but it is definitely worth taking a look at the many details on the dial. The moon phase display at 6 o'clock conveys the movement of the moon around the Earth and is framed by the small seconds. At 12 o'clock, there is a display, first introduced by this watch, which shows the day of the week, the date, and the month in a window. It is complemented by a display for the leap year cycles at the 4 o'clock position and a day divided by night display at 8 o'clock. What did Zuck splash out for this timepiece? Around $155,050. Another Patek Philippe that was spotted on Zuck's wrist is a slightly modified version of the special edition 5303 R010, limited to just 12 pieces. It premiered at the Watch Art Grand Exhibition Singapore and was a first in two respects at the time. Not only has there never been a minute repeater whose striking mechanism is visible from the dial, but this special model also allows for a clear view of the tourbillon mechanism on the dial side, which is traditionally only visible through the sapphire crystal caseback at Patek Philippe. Number 4. Jeff Bezos can often be seen in this Omega Speedmaster that he wore when he went to space. The founder of Amazon, and one of the richest men in the world, has a particular attachment to his Omega Speedmaster. This isn't just any luxury watch. It's the one he actually wore when he went to space on Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket in 2021. That moment alone gives the watch an entirely different kind of weight and meaning. The Speedmaster itself is already iconic, famously nicknamed the Moon Watch because NASA astronauts wore it during the Apollo missions. Bezos' choosing that same watch ties him to that history in a subtle but powerful way. What's interesting, though, is that despite being a billionaire who could afford the rarest, most extravagant timepieces, the specific model he wore isn't unattainable. It retails for about $5,700. For watch enthusiasts, that makes it a surprisingly accessible piece of history, the same model worn by both astronauts and one of the most influential figures of our time. Number 5. Bill Gates keeps it pretty simple in this Casio MDV106. Bill Gates has always been the kind of billionaire who doesn't care about showing off, and his choice of watch proves it perfectly. While other billionaires are spotted with rare Rolexes or complicated Patek Philippes, Gates often wears a Casio MDV106, a basic, no-frills diver's watch. It's rugged, practical, and does exactly what it's supposed to do. Tell the time, no fuss attached. The watch is so modest that you can literally buy it on Amazon, usually for under $100, not $5,600. The surprising part is that Gates is worth over $100 billion, yet he wears a watch that most college students could pick up with their pocket money. And in a way, it matches his personality: understated, practical, and not interested in flashy status symbols. Number 6. Larry Page. Despite being one of the most influential figures in tech, Larry Page maintains a deliberately low-key personal style, especially when it comes to accessories. Unlike many billionaires who display their wealth through high-end watches, Page doesn't seem to wear a wristwatch at all. Not a single verified report or image links him to any timepiece, suggesting that, for him, a watch is neither a necessary accessory nor a statement piece. This minimalist relationship with wristwear stands in stark contrast to peers who lean on flashy watches as part of their public persona. Instead, Page focuses on forward-looking technologies and holistic digital experiences. On his final earnings call, he referenced wearable screens like watches, not as a personal preference but as part of Google's broader technological vision. This underlines that any connection between Page and wearable tech is purely conceptual or strategic, not rooted in fashion or personal habit. Number 7. Sergey Brin. When it comes to Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, his approach to wristwatches is very different from the usual billionaires. While many of the world's richest men are often spotted with luxury timepieces like Rolex, Patek Philippe, or Richard Mille, Brin doesn't seem to follow that trend. What makes him stand out is his preference for technology over tradition. Brin has been spotted over the years wearing futuristic devices like Google Glass, which became a symbol of his vision for blending technology with daily life. Instead of using a wristwatch as a status symbol, he appears to lean toward connected devices and wearables, which is very much in line with his background as a tech innovator. The most fitting choice would be Google's own Pixel Watch line. It's a product that represents both his company's innovation and his personal style of favoring function and technology over luxury. The latest model, the Pixel Watch 4, was released in October 2025 and comes in different versions. The Wi-Fi model starts around $349, while the LTE version with more advanced features goes up to $499. This makes Brin very different from other billionaires. Where someone like Bernard Arnault might showcase a multi-million-dollar Patek Philippe, Brin would more likely be seen with a sleek smartwatch designed by Google. It's not about diamonds or gold cases for him, it's about staying connected, testing technology, and living the vision he helped create. Number 8. Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer, despite being a billionaire and the former CEO of Microsoft, doesn't really play into the stereotype of the wealthy, flashing, expensive watches. In fact, he's been spotted wearing a Casio Duro MDV 106-1AV, a watch that costs less than $100. It's a simple, durable dive watch known more for its toughness and reliability than for status or exclusivity. What's interesting is that, unlike many billionaires who build vast collections of Rolexes, Patek Philippes, or Richard Milles, there's no record of Ballmer owning a large or flashy watch collection. That absence says a lot about him. His choice of the Casio Duro feels intentional. It reflects someone who values practicality and function over image. It's not about showing off wealth, but about wearing something that works, something dependable. And in its own way, That choice stands out even more than if he had followed the crowd into the world of luxury watch collecting. Number 9. Warren Buffett typically wears this yellow gold Rolex Day-Date. Really, the only choice Buffett had when it came time for a watch was the Rolex Day-Date. He is rarely seen without the yellow gold 36mm Rolex President on his wrist, complete with a silver dial and fluted bezel. It has never been disclosed which exact generation of the model he wears, but it has been said that he has worn the same exact one for decades now. Based on the numerous photos of him wearing the watch, the model appears to be an example from one of the older generations with 5-digit reference numbers, either the reference 18038 or reference 18238. Warren Buffett's Rolex definitely has a sapphire crystal on it, immediately ruling out all of the older 4-digit reference models, as the reference 1803 and all day-date watches before it featured an acrylic crystal. From there, identifying which 36mm Rolex President he owns becomes quite a bit more difficult, but based on the shape and finish of the lugs, it likely is one of the models from the 5-digit series, as the following 6-digit generation features slightly broader lugs with a full high-polish finish. This is also supported by the fact that he has reportedly owned the same Rolex President for several decades now. The watch is sold for around $23,000. Number 10. Bernard Arnault isn't just any billionaire. He's the man behind LVMH, the empire that controls Tiffany & Company. So, when it comes to watches, of course, he's not walking around with something ordinary. Arnault has been spotted wearing a Tiffany-signed Patek Philippe Nautilus 5740, which is about as rare and exclusive as it gets. The Nautilus itself is already one of the most sought-after models in the world, but add that Tiffany & Company signature on the dial, and suddenly you're talking about a collector's dream piece. Now, here's the gist. Nobody really knows how many of these watches exist. They're produced in such limited numbers that even billionaire collectors struggle to get their hands on one. That kind of scarcity sends the value soaring. While the retail price of a regular 5740 is already sky-high, a Tiffany-signed version could easily reach several $1,000,000 on the secondary market. It's one of those watches you don't just buy, you have to be invited into that ultra-exclusive circle to even have a shot at it. And that's it on our list of the wealthiest people in the world. Which one caught your eye the most? Do you think they're worth the price tag? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you're always in the loop on the latest in luxury watches.